God.
No, it's better.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's not
Actually,
great.
I look pretty slim.
I wouldn't go that far. Welcome to podcast 172, everybody. You all know who we are. I'm Dexter. We got Tyler. We got Tim. Carrie is on his way. He's just got some computer problems right now. Usually it's me, but today it's him. So it's us three to start right now. So
you really missed an opportunity this week to open that with howdy.
Yeah, you're right. That was an absolute opportunity missed. I can't believe I didn't do that.
You should have worn your plaid shirt.
Could have had a cowboy hat on.
Yeehaw! No, I'm wearing my Dolphins hat right now because they won this week, and I can't bring myself to put a Blue Jays hat on at the moment because, holy cow! Hey, we need to win this series. Let's just lose 3 straight and be absolutely atrocious.
Well, for me, baseball doesn't exist this week because I'm on a bye.
Yes, you're on a bye for the consolation round, so congratulations.
Hey, I was good enough to be good in the bad.
Yeah, it's perfect. You can't lose out, right? It's only, it's pretty good. I mean, we can talk about that a little bit. Daryl ended up losing.
Daryl did end up losing.
Yes.
Katie and Daryl ended up tying overall for points per se throughout the season, but Katie won the head-to-head, and she had more wins than ties. So she pulls herself out of the basement, comes in 11th, and Daryl is dead last for the regular season. So punishment number 1 will be to Daryl.
But who gets to award that
Ryan,
punishment?
because Ryan was first overall.
Ryan.
And then if you look at it, Katie is losing to Hendo, and Daryl's losing to Carrie. Could be right back to it again.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So because it's bracket style, how do we decide the loser of playoffs?
Oh, last. So right now,
The two losers of the consolation. The two losers of the consolation. So either, it'd be right now if it was the way it was, it'd be Katie versus.
Do they play?
They play the losers of.
Will play each other.
Yes, correct.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Well, then it's easy to decide.
Yes. So you and Johnny have nothing to worry about.
Right.
Sweet.
It's just those 4. Yeah. So you're okay.
Nice.
So the loser of the playoffs will also get another punishment from the winner of the playoffs. So, looking forward to seeing how that turns out. How did you do in fantasy football this week? We got all the fantasy sports going.
I created an excellent team name, but honestly, I think it was close. I don't know. The points is so different. I don't know what happened.
Well, you have 16 more weeks to figure it out.
No, I don't. I'm good enough where I am.
All right, which team are you? Oh, you're touchies and dingies. Yeah, you were facing me. That's right.
Yeah. I had to come up with a name much like the Dingers, and I started with the Downers, but I didn't love that.
I love that.
But then Katie was like, "Oh, well, you have first downs and second downs, so this is a little confusing." So I think touchies is way better.
Carrie hops on the right time.
I mean, touchies is something.
Tying is touchies. I've heard about this all week.
Yeah.
I got 3 in the span of an hour. It was great.
Yeah, it's because all the games run at exactly the same time. That's kind of how it goes. Yeah.
Hey, what about Aaron Rodgers?
Thank God the Packers got rid of him.
Yeah.
Man, I don't even feel remotely bad for him.
No.
At
a little
all.
bit of karma.
Again, for those of us at home that have no idea what's going on, not that any of us on podcast would not be aware, what happened with Aaron Rodgers?
Torn ACL.
Aaron. No, not ACL. It's
Achilles.
Oh.
You could actually watch the video and see it snap into his calf. It's gross.
Yeah.
So that's his career. 4 snaps in a Jets uniform, and he's gone.
But he got paid $75 million for that. Guaranteed money.
You think that's career ending for him?
It probably will be.
Because he's 39, and I don't know if he wants it, or he's older. I just don't think he wants to come back.
Achilles are also really hard to heal. Like, I had a football player who had a torn Achilles, and it's like he's 2 years post-rupture, and he's still barely playing full capacity.
Yeah. I just you're right, because when you're trying to get back into shape for the season, the training regimen's already high, and then on top of that, you're dealing with an injury, and you're alone. Like, there's nobody with you, right? You know how it is. So I just don't see him doing it. I think he could be goodbye. Yeah.
After all the drama around him, last year obviously lots, but for years the drama around him, and then he goes to another team, and that's just that.
Yeah.
Dexter, you want to know what's worse than watching the video of an Achilles rupture?
Yeah.
Hearing an Achilles rupture.
No, I'm good.
Please describe that to us.
No.
Do you know those little, like, cork guns that there used to be?
Yeah.
Sounds like that.
Oh, boom.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, thanks,
Cool.
Tyler.
Fun facts.
Hey, what about those Raiders, eh? What about those Raiders?
Jason, I've heard this too, and like, while I agree to some extent, they have specific shoes for all the turf fields, the regular fields. Like, I don't know if it actually makes a difference. I don't know.
I think there's a little bit, but you know what makes me wonder about this? Why hasn't there been more Achilles injuries on synthetic lanes since we moved to wood? It'd be exactly the same thing.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly the same thing.
Exactly.
We're wearing cleats on artificial turf.
And you know what? And
Makes
it's not natural wood lanes anymore. It's synthetic.
And it's a high impact sport, and people are getting
100%.
Yeah.
I think honestly we should maybe boycott synthetic lanes now.
I still think that we should have like a full contact tournament.
I'm out.
You talk a big game though, Ty.
That's when I've had like a couple more of these.
That's totally fair. I'm no expert on it at all, but yeah. Yeah.
Did we go over that I'm dead last after the first week?
You are.
Yeah.
Like,
Tracy destroyed me. Well, let's be fair. All my players underperformed, so that's not on me. That's on them.
so who had Rogers?
Not I.
Not me.
Maybe nobody had Rogers.
No, somebody had Rogers.
I'm sure he would have got drafted being the savior of the Jets.
Well, yeah, I'm surprised Tyler didn't draft him in the second round.
No, I picked the man with the flow.
The man with the flow.
I'm not gonna pick the senior citizen. Come on now.
Whoa, settle down.
Yeah, he's actually younger than Carey.
Yeah.
I'm aware.
So yeah, Raiders are 1-0, and Adams.
So are the Packers. So are the Packers too.
Yeah,
So are the
pretty
Dolphins.
impressive, eh?
Hey, I picked the Packers for my defense. That's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
They have a top defense.
Who's your NFL team? Who do you cheer for? What's your favorite color? What's your
I don't know if I could name. Okay, so I do actually have an answer for this, but
Okay.
I don't know if I could name more than like. Actually, I probably know a decent amount of teams. But the only reason that I cheer for Cincinnati is because they're the Bengals and I like tigers. I have a tattoo of one, so that is the only reason that I will cheer for them.
It's a good call.
Okay, well, that's okay. They're a good team.
Yeah, it's the only reason.
Yeah, that's usually what people do.
It's the same reason I used to cheer for San Jose Sharks.
Oh God, do you have a shark tattoo?
I do not, but I love sharks.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Tim's vocabulary is filled with the word "cool" this evening.
Cool.
Honestly, I was perfectly fine until the first comment that came on here was Lyle Dolphin Team Dexter, and he instantly triggered me, and I just wanted to tell him to get the fuck off the feed.
You be nice to Lyle. Lyle
No one
is
likes-
Lyle's a
saint.
great guy.
He's
Yeah,
a
Lyle's-
saint.
Yeah, he's a racist. He brings up Asians all the time and the Chinese buffet.
How about? Thank you.
I don't know. I think this might be a perfect time to bring in our guests. He looks like they're ready.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, maybe not.
Walks away. Oh Lord.
I'm so
Okay.
sorry, Lyle.
Bowling
so
has
sorry.
been on for like a week. The bowling season has been active for a week, and we are failing miserably.
As we always do.
Okay, well at least we're on brand.
100%. All right, let's bring in our newest proprietors of Panorama Lanes and our hosts of the first inaugural 2023 Beef Bowl.
Hello, everybody.
Kara and Kurtis Deering.
Oh, Kurtis is on. I didn't think he was be able to make it.
Hey, the title says Kara and Curtis Deering.
Oh, okay. Well, that was just changed. Perfect. Great to see you
It
two.
was changed a while ago.
Hi.
You notice if we
Oh, it does.
display names, it's Kara.
Oh, it's just me. I'm the most important.
The face of the tournament, if you will.
Yeah. Wasn't
No
that a picture of a bull?
Pardon?
So great tournament. I know not the entry numbers I guess you were hopeful for. There was lots of re-entries that obviously didn't play again due to it was tough scoring. Did you guys find it tough? Kurtis, I know you unfortunately didn't get to play as many shifts as you were hoping to, but
I don't know. I felt if you threw the ball well and didn't overthrow it, it would be pretty fair.
mhm.
Compared to what it was before, it was substantially better. 250 would have been high qualifier before.
Right. Yeah, that's fair because the cut line was 2023.
That sounds right.
Yeah. How many guys were over 280? A few. Okay, I can't read that.
3.
3 people
Oh,
over 280.
I always found it was decent scoring down there. Yeah.
We're getting kickbacks, like a lot of kickbacks now. Like
Mhm.
chops.
Yeah.
Chops never. I saw a lot of chops turn into strikes.
Yeah,
Which-
lots of
12s.
7 counts, a 7
Yeah.
spare at a very unfortunate time against me. I'm not upset about. It's fine.
Yeah, drink
I
your
spared-
big boy drink there, Ty.
I spared 2 of them in game 7 in order to give myself a little bit of room to almost miss the cut. So that was fun.
You spared 2 7s.
Yeah.
To give
Um,
myself a chance.
Give me self. Hey, vocabulary is tough over here.
So let's go back to you guys announced the tournament in March. Walk us through what was like step 1 for your team or for you guys.
Come up with the name.
Yeah.
Fair.
That's kind of the unique opportunity we have to be able to share 2 of our passions with the bowling world. We raise cattle for a living, and now we run a bowling center. And I don't know, just creating something different for people to experience, I guess, is something we were looking at. So that's why we came up with that name and an opportunity for people to eat beef and pet cows and bed
Ride
on
and milk
Hide cows
and
and
bet.
bed
Yeah,
on a
and bet on them.
Yeah.
Which we don't condone gambling, but that was kind of a neat feature of what you had going on down there. That was pretty cool.
proceeds went to YBC, so it's
Yeah. it's
Fundraising
fun,
with cows.
fundraising.
Honestly, though,
Fundraising.
like even watching from a distance, so cool to see because 100% the most unique tournament I've seen. Like not format wise, everything else around it just seemed awesome. It seemed like so much fun. You guys sold a lot of beef bowl beer.
We did.
We
We
sold out.
sold. Well, I think we had 3 left going into Sunday morning. So
Perfect. That's
thought,
great.
it was. So note for next year: triple the beer.
That's awesome. So who did that for you guys?
Our local brewery, Hell's Basement.
Okay.
They're actually 10-pin bowlers, but they sponsor 2 leagues on the 10-pin side, the 2 beer leagues. And so when they were kind of upset that it was a 5-pin tournament, and they were just going to come and bowl just to bowl, but I talked them out of it because it was pretty entertaining. But
You could have had a couple more entries.
we could have, yeah. They were pretty determined at one point, but yeah, no, they're good supporters, and yeah, came up with the logo, and
I
The
think
logo's
it's
great.
Field of Dreams, isn't it? If you build it, they will come.
Yep.
That was the saying in the
Yeah.
movie, and that's kind of where we're at. So
My
really positive feedback.
Yeah, Karen and I talked about this, but I'm going to put it on the internet so you're held accountable. I want a cow live stream for next year.
Yes.
Oh,
So when I'm tired of watching bowling, I want to watch the cows.
No, jeez. I tell you what, Caitlin Ayub would be all over that.
yeah, I cannot believe she was not here. Like,
She
the
is
cow
great.
loved her, and she wasn't here.
I think it was some national tournament, slow pitch
Provincial.
nationals.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. See, I know
But
some
still.
of it, but
Yeah.
yeah, she could have made a trip.
Yeah, no. The plan was to make it competitive, but have like a weekend of entertainment too.
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you
I
right
think
now.
you guys succeeded.
We used to go to Scottsdale, and I mean that was always the Labor Day weekend. But we would go to Scottsdale all the time and go down to it, and that's exactly what it was. Like, the tournament was great. We had fun at the tournament, but it was everything else that we did outside of it that was like pure entertainment. The weather's nice. It's a great time of the year to do it, and it was awesome. It just made it a way better experience, just hanging out outside and drinking our faces off and doing stupid shit.
The neat thing about your facility too is a lot of people haven't been able to see it, right? Because you haven't had to run a lot of these events or national events, so people coming out of province don't get to see it. But like, your facility is unreal. You have 10-pin, you have 5-pin, you have like that playroom, you have some arcade stuff, you have a unreal lounge area, and great viewing area from that lounge too, right? So for the people that have never seen it before that came from out of province, they loved it. And you could see everybody was always at the bowling alley. Nobody was like, they weren't stuck at hotels and stuff like that. They were at the lanes. They were hanging out. They were doing their thing.
The amount of people I tell about your lounge is outrageous.
The
the
floor
most
is
Beautiful.
that what you love, Dex?
Yeah, it's the most expensive lounge I've ever seen, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah, when we did it, like the bowling center used to be closed off, basically 5-pin and 10-pin. There was like a lounge. There was something in the middle, but it was all walled to the ceiling, and we just wanted to have open concept and be able to, it's 2.5 feet higher, and you can look down and also get away from it. Like, you don't feel like you're at the bowling alley when you're up there if you're in the middle, and so I guess now we get to finally host some events and let people enjoy it rather than just the league or open play. But
Totally.
For those that don't know, there used to be two centers in Medicine Hat, Panorama and Connaught. And when Connaught shut down, you guys took out all the lanes, and you guys that made the lounge out of the actual lanes from Connaught and your front desk too, right?
Yeah, the front counter.
Yeah, it's stunning. It is absolutely beautiful. One of the coolest things I've ever seen in a bowling alley. So
I've always said, obviously, I haven't been in Nebs, but in Alberta, Heritage is I always believe it's amazing. But if you're looking at a 1B, it'd be Panorama. Like, if you want to have something really good there, the center's top notch, right? So,
Absolutely.
Yes.
Walk us through. So let's talk like a little bit about the weekend. Like, as proprietors and competitors, how was it running a tournament while trying to compete? What was going through your guys' heads while you were hosting?
Well, we thought about, like, we had the Friday morning shift, which didn't have a lot of entries because a lot of guys coming from out of town left early Friday morning. So there was 11 on that shift, and we thought about, should we just combine it and go to 2 o'clock? But I was like, nope, if I ain't bowling in the morning, that'll be like the one and only chance. Because I knew we have a lot of new staff. Like, when we took over, we had 6 staff. So we're up to 15. So I have 9 staff that had really only worked, some of them not like a shift before the tournament. So I'm like, there's no way I just didn't have the, enough. And the staff that had been here for a while, they all wanted to bowl. So that was the part that kind of scared me a little bit, was that I knew it was going to be, a lot on me to run the actual tournament. So we kept the Friday morning shift, and it was still great. There was 11 of us. It went quick, but then I was able to bowl and be done. Kurtis didn't bowl as well as he planned Friday morning, so then tried to re-enter, and halfway through the shift ended up pulling out. Just we had
You were fixing something.
a couple 10-pin lanes break down, and there was just issues, and so just made the decision to go and get things fixed as opposed to keep on going. It's hard to separate. I've always struggled with that, even in league, like going and bowling and ignoring what's going on behind the counter. And, your other league bowlers bug you if there's a problem, and it's like, go talk to my staff. I'm bowling right now. But
Yeah. Kind of from that Friday shift, Mark obviously made it. He shot 21.54, and David Sisko sat on his 20.89 and made the cut from that shift. Unfortunately, the rest of the competitors all re-entered, but
Don't say unfortunately.
well, good for numbers, but the fast pace. And Dexter is one to attest to this. He likes a little bit faster pace. I find, even though you ran it on 4 lanes, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
At least the pace was more manageable, combining those lanes instead of spreading them so far out. But yeah,
Well, that way,
it's not bad. 2 out of 11.
I know for me, it's a learning curve. I've when I'm competing, I'm kind of all in, not able to dive in and dive out. I tried, but both games I'd start with 3 or 4 strikes in a row, and then the staff would come and, we need this, we need that, and you come back and you're not in the same mindset, and I wasn't able to do it. So moving forward, we'll have to be better prepared. But we were kind of on a time crunch. The bowling center was in pretty tough shape when we took over, and going pretty long days. And I think we put our best foot forward for the time that we had on the 5-pin side. But 10-pin is a different beast. It's there's a lot of stuff to fix there. So
Absolutely.
and then when the 5-pin centers all closed for the tournament, then 10-pin gets really busy, and we had to keep all the lanes going to manage the pins. And so next year we'll be more prepared.
I think that's the hard part too with the split center is, other centers when they're hosting a tournament, that's all they're focused on the whole time. Whereas we still had the 10-pin side and the league on the 10-pin side on Sunday, and open play and birthday parties, and so you can't just like I did not wear a work shirt because I didn't want anybody who didn't know me finding me, because I knew I had to stay focused on it. So.
And you're right, fixing those 10-pin machines is like fixing a car.
Yeah.
Very,
and then we had
different.
we cooked a lot of food for a lot of people all weekend, and we had to kind of oversee that and make sure it was getting done properly. And
Totally.
you learn as you go, and we had fun. And
Which, if anyone is questioning about attending next year and you're not sure if you want to bowl, go for the food. It was so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Actually, having the cows there, I think, kind of hurt beef sales, because Katie could not eat beef all weekend because she couldn't look at the cow in the eyes and then eat a cow. So
I ate.
She's not a big beef person anyway. She's more of a chicken person. Chicken or like boiled hot dogs. That's pretty much her go-to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She said she'd have a hot dog.
Yeah.
She did.
But not a steak, because she just rode a cow.
Doesn't want Molly's sister.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm scheduling some meetings with the Alberta beef producers and the Canadian Cattle Commission, and I'm hopeful that we can create a partnership with Bowl Canada to, kind of take what we're doing and have bowling centers selling beef jerky and taco in a bag, and incorporating beef and bowling, because it's something I'm pretty passionate about, and I think there's an excellent opportunity for the beef industry and the bowling industry to create an initiative together. So we want to use this as a platform, and I'm really hopeful that if they can align minds with mine and throw some money into the Canadian deal and go, across the country. But one
That's
step
awesome.
at a time. But then hopefully we can create a culinary experience where like we can have prime rib one night and just some really good food and have the beef industry support it. Like that's what we're hoping to grow to on a long-term deal. So
Yeah.
you don't have to pay to eat when you come to the beef bowl. It's all covered.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
That's what we're hoping to do as we grow.
Thinking
Fingers crossed
outside
for
the
that.
box. That's what I really like. You guys, like you said, bringing two passions together and creating an event that is unique, as we were kind of all talking about. I love it. I think it's great. But like, let's get into the event itself. How unique is it that you didn't have a beef eater winning the tournament?
But I called that. I called that as soon as Ryland's entry came through. Like, oh my gosh, a vegan is totally going to win the beef bowl. I had Ryland picked from the get-go. But to run up both sides, I didn't predict that. So
Yeah.
he was like making a point for all vegans out there.
Yeah.
Next year, though, I'm getting him to drink the milk that Katie milks because he said he would if it was from a happy cow. He would drink the milk if it was from a happy cow.
Molly seemed happy.
Molly was happy.
Except for when Katie rode her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the event, top 32, you guys ran a consolation.
Cancel
Very
that.
important. You ran a consolation, but it was not for a position in the finals. How was consolation? We'll start there.
It was good. Like we had planned to do 32. So of course, with only having 64 actual individual players, everybody who didn't make the cut was able to play consolation. So we ended up having 20 of the 32 play on the Saturday night. So then trying to come up with how to do a bracket with 20 people. So we did only 8 played the first match. 2 and then 12 had a bye. So it worked out. It was Kurtis and Xander in the finals. It was pretty neat watching Cage play his first official match, and he was the crowd favorite.
Yeah,
3 sets of aces.
Yeah, he didn't like the 3 sets of aces. And all that.
He did it. He was doing some trash talk for the mechanic to fix some things. But
How awesome was it to have Cage out there playing?
it was.
It was pretty cool, eh?
I was reluctant. I made him a deal about a month and a half ago. I told him if he could average 200 for 10 games, I would let him enter the beef bowl, thinking that, like, no, he won't. And the little shit averaged like 220 for 10 games. I'm like, well, we're not really going to let him play, Kurtis. And he's like, you have to. You just made a deal. So even the morning of, and he had baseball. So I thought, oh, he won't play because he'll be playing baseball. But it worked out that he could play the one shift. And I was a little worried. I'm like, does he even know lane courtesy? I don't know. Like the kid's never even bowled a game. Like we're just going to throw him in a cash tournament. Yeah. But he was nervous. Like I don't think he even hit a 200 in the qualifying. So
That's
was
all right though.
No,
Yeah.
and he was shaking in his boots, but everyone was supportive, and he got down on himself. You could see, and like so many people came and gave him a pep talk, and
I was lucky enough to play with him the first shift, and he handled himself fairly well. I know Kurtis came over a couple times and told him that literally you're this age playing in a professional tournament. Like you shouldn't be expecting the world and just deal with it ball for ball. But
Exactly.
he held his own. And he played hard, and it was fun to watch.
Yeah, and I think obviously I wasn't there, but playing in your home center and where your parents work and own, I don't think there's a better spot for him to try that, right? So he's comfortable. For you look 5 years ago and him playing now, you would probably never think that. So I think it's pretty cool. He obviously has the bug, and you can go with it, right? I think that's awesome. Not many kids have the bug. Yeah.
That's what it's all about, is the future of the sport. And he has a passion for anything competitive. And he probably threw 350 games since June on his own, just He'll
Like
bowl
40 games a day. He doesn't stop. He does not.
Yeah. And that's
So
okay though.
That's what it's all about. Like, just
Totally.
get in there, get your feet wet, and he's just a sponge. Like, he watches the best, he learns from the best, and then he'll just go back and keep practicing. So
And he wants Tyler's shoes.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
How did your guys' match go?
Me against Kurtis.
Yeah.
she shook my hand in the 5th frame.
Punched 5 of the 7. No, you made me keep going. I think I punched at least 4 times in the first 6 or 7 frames.
Fair.
a
One
lot
thing
like our
I've learned
trios.
in life is that you never let your spouse beat you once, because she will never stop rubbing it in for forever. Just send it right out of the gate.
Like it.
That's the biggest smile I've seen from Curtis all evening. Right there. I love it.
I figured he'd have a better chance making it all the way to the end, so I actually let him win.
Oh yeah.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good strategy.
She had like 57 in the 4th frame, and I had a 4-bagger. She's like,
It was a long day. I was tired.
Yeah.
Tyler knows how I score when I'm tired.
Should we talk about trios?
Maybe
We should.
should.
that was a fun event.
It was.
That is a unique format, and I absolutely love the mulligan option. That
Should
was
we
fun.
count how many 450s there were?
It was a lot. How many was there?
Well, 3 in a row, 2 by the same team.
4 in a row.
Oh yeah, the other one was way down there.
And it's nice
4
to see
games
that
in a row.
a bunch of different people were getting them, and we're really close to getting them.
Yeah. It looks like 6 450s.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, I think the any 4-pin rule made a difference too, right? There was a lot
Yeah,
of
there was lots of 12s. Yeah.
Yeah.
that gave the strikes, but we're coming up with a new format next year that Tyler, if that format was in place this year, our team would have won.
Head pins or strikes?
Yes.
Not
Yes.
Not quite. Not quite. But
Oh.
It's going to be a no punch thing.
a no punch tournament.
Oh, that will save my bowling career.
But you have to just hit the reset button, go for the spare, and to exercise that option, it's going to be like $2 or $5, and then that pot goes to the team that punched the most head pins at the end.
Oh, we would make so much money.
I like it, and it's risk reward too, because you could punch a second time, and then
Yeah.
you just got 0 points on that shot because you're going for it too. I like it. I don't mind that at all.
Because we punched, any open frame we had was a flipping
A
head pin.
lot. Yeah. We didn't even have a chance to go for a spare. Well, no, sorry. I spared a couple 3 pins.
Yeah.
There was yeah. We threw strikes, head pins, or 3 pins. That was it.
I love it.
How many times did your team in the first frame try to rethrow?
Once.
Once,
them all
the
again.
last game we did,
Yeah.
because we wanted a perfect game.
Because I punched the first
Right.
frame.
No, but you struck the second ball. We
Then-
got,
I did.
and then somebody picked a 3 pin.
I feel like every time Connor came up and he was like his first frame, it didn't matter if he was playing first, second, or third. If he missed, it was automatic. He's like, mulligan? Like, no, Connor. We're holding on to that.
So is one mulligan a game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
Does
he
your
tried
system-
to do it on 3-baggers, 4-baggers, stuff like that. But
Or first
Yeah.
ball.
Does your system automatically do the 4-pin no tap, or do you have to correct?
No. Yeah, if it was 12. we
Okay.
had-
it's Cubica system though, so it was really easy. Each lane had its own keypad, so it was quick.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's one nice thing with Steltronic is that we can set it up for however many points. So if
Yeah.
we set it up for 12, then 12 is okay and 13 is okay.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah. We haven't tried it for anything, but that's a good idea.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
Trios also led to the best shirt creation.
Stand up and model it a little bit.
I don't know. I don't know. It's the half squat.
You're not wearing pants, are you?
I am 100% wearing pants.
That shirt's really tight.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Carrot,
And,
yeah.
yeah. There was I'm really glad. I was actually thought, I'll give Tyler the medium. No, I was not wearing the small. It would have been way too small. Tyler had to squeeze into the small.
Yeah,
okay.
It makes your biceps look real big, though.
I know, I look huge. I'm like 170 pounds now. I could wrestle that steer.
I guess we wouldn't do it justice without naming the champion. So it was Len Anseth, Janelle Moyer, and Mark Johnstone took the title down.
Which I heard was like a put together team.
Yes, it was a throw together last minute team because Derek Holm, originally that team was Derek, Janelle, and Brittany. And then Brittany ended up not coming. So then we picked up Mark. And then Derek got hurt on Friday, so he didn't end up coming. And last minute we threw Len in there, and yeah. Apparently meshed well.
We wish Derek all the best. He looked like he hurt his wrist pretty bad. Some of the pictures I've seen, so hopefully he's okay. And,
oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I just feel so bad for him. Like, he's gone through a lot, and then he hurt himself, and he came back. Is it the same wrist?
Yeah, same wrist.
Is it from falling down drunk, or was
no,
it
work related?
Door slammed it, I think.
Yeah, but it sounds like the metal pins and plate in his wrist might have saved his wrist. So hopefully.
Boy.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Okay. Well, all the best to you, bud.
There was quite a few last minute Friday injuries that prevented players.
Yeah, Kevin Clark rolled his ankle at work too. Like, what are these guys doing?
He got off his chair?
Yeah.
What?
I'm sorry. Like, it's very tough to have work-related injuries at a bowling center. I've done them all.
Come on, Tim. How many times have you... You literally tripped on a patch of paint on the runway in the back one time and, like, broke 4 ribs.
It's a very dangerous job.
You stepped on a broom and it hit you in the face.
Yeah,
you slid into the back wall.
Okay.
You fell off into a motor.
Okay.
Like, there's a huge list of things you've done.
All right. For those out there, yeah, you saw the broom incident. I got that. I tripped. Shut up, Mike. Okay. I tripped and I fell on the lifter motor on the back and cracked a bunch of ribs. And then the other one...
This one's hilarious.
This one really fucking made me so mad.
Oh, it makes me so happy.
Because in the back... Carrie, I don't know if you've been in the back at 16. You go down and it goes down a little bit.
Yeah.
So, anyways, my staff, we had because sometimes we do the pin decks. We have a little bottle of oil on the side. Like the bottle. Anyways, they knocked it off on the top and the oil went all the way down. So I ran through that door to go for a tangle and I slid all the way down face first. My face went right through the wall. And my body is just bloody. My face is bloody. And I'm cut them like fucking asshole tea kettle. And I'm walking up front and I was like, what the fuck? And then nobody helped me. They laughed at me. I went right through I went right through the fucking wall. Jesus Christ. Anyways.
So we understand how Kevin could get hurt at the workplace, is what you're saying.
It never happens. Excuse me.
So we should go through your Sunday.
Yes.
Rylan up both sides, obviously, took down the championship. So the A side was 3-game total pinfall. B side was a race to 2. Just like the TPC is kind of structured, except for no reseeding or anything like that. And then the final was 3-game total pinfall if it got to that point, but Rylan decided he didn't want to play another set, so by himself.
Because that would have taken another hour.
Yeah. So not bashing on Rylan or anything, but slow play. Yikes. Especially when people had 5-hour drives after. It'd be nice if people would pick up the pace. But
Rylan actually settled into that pace. Like
zone.
he was just so focused and I jabbed him a couple times and said I'm bringing a shot clock in, and he's like, I'm not that slow. I'm like, well, if we go much slower, we're gonna have to serve breakfast. And he just laughed, but he really got dialed in there, and he was just mowing the pins over one after the other, and it was fun to watch. Sent him home with a bag of beef jerky for his dad.
Yeah, so he beat Mark Miller in the A final and then beat Ryan O'Callahan in the B final. Those guys had great runs too. Johnstone, Wilton, like Baker
Parker
was
throwing
ran
really
deep.
well.
Parker too. Yeah, there was so many.
Some big matches, like losing with 900.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even Connor.
that's-
Connor had a good run on both sides.
My crazy little teammate from Lethbridge faced Johnny in the first round, and I think he had like 950, and Mark was 980. And then he ran into somebody else on the other side, same thing.
I think the game with match with Mike Lecoussier and who was
Connor.
that won? But yeah, both high nines.
Yeah. And that's just reflective of like your scoring was quite strong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like I think if you double the entries, the cut would have been like 265 or higher for sure.
100%.
Well, yeah, and that's exactly it. I mean, if you had 200 entries, you got to think 16th would have been so 2150, 2130, something like that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
I'd like to make one shout out before you play this video because it's hilarious. JC Brewski, I played my qualifying shift with her, and I was like beside her in a couple matches. She played amazing.
Yeah.
She's a trash.
So positive. She is a trash.
Panda, yeah.
So positive, so much energy. I said if her and Connor had to play each other, it would have been the most positive knockout match you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's awesome.
I
Even
think
like
she's full of talent. She can
absolutely,
So
just super
competitive.
athletic, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, even watching her at not this year because she didn't play the Open this year, but the year before when she was on the mixed team, and we were competing against her, I had so much fun playing against her. I had so much fun watching her play. How she interacts with people, just like, and she's hilarious. Yeah, she's great. And
She
I would be great for a
absolutely
team.
She showed
manhandled
up
her
Sunday
first match.
morning. Yeah, she showed up Sunday morning and she's like, I didn't even bring a Pepsi because I'll just be done right away. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? She's like, well, come on, like I'm not, like you might as well just like I'll be done right away. And then
Yeah.
so
She
doesn't-
absolutely manhandled her first match. I was like playing on the set like that alternated with her. And then she lost her second match or like her round of 16 by like 13, I think.
Mm-hmm.
it was close.
Don't quote me on this, but she just picked it up not so long ago. Like she wasn't actually a player
She bowled YBC. Like I remember Connaught days. She's a
Not
little
that
bit
old.
younger than me. But
Not that
yeah,
much.
she bowled YBC for years. I want to say till probably she was 15 maybe. And then she didn't play for a long time and then kind of just came back like recreational in league and it's just naturally competitive and picked it up again.
It's awesome.
Amazing.
But that was
Okay.
that's kind of the intent here was to get some people from down here becoming competitive. Like David's
Mhm.
never made a cut and Larissa's never bowled in a cut and all these bowlers are finally getting some exposure and
They're
getting
so good, man.
time in the grind, and that's what it takes to make us as a
Yeah.
group
Yeah.
more competitive.
Yep.
This is really a great opportunity for the South to kind of have the resurgence that we've seen in the North with their, especially their men's team, really making a push these last few years. I think it's a great opportunity for Alberta's South Zone.
And it all comes from having the right proprietors in place.
Yeah.
And it's so true. You have the right proprietors, you build a community, and then it just grows and grows and grows and grows, and it's just awesome to have you there.
I guess we should touch on this. Like Jen's saying here, like how many ladies made the cut. I think there was seven ladies made the cut. Michaela was number 2 qualifier overall. Katie was 5 overall. And then you had kind of a bunched up down a little bit lower. Jen Baker, Heidi Mapstone, JC Brewski, Janelle Moyer, and Larissa Long was the 32 cut. Like,
It's awesome.
I know people will look at it and say, well, the numbers weren't there but like to have seven ladies make a 32 cut with probably 70 really great players, that's unreal. That's awesome
Yeah.
playing.
Absolutely.
100%.
10% roughly. That's higher than it is on the WCBT. So
Yep.
they obviously played really well. So it was fantastic. And I know we kind of stated it when we were there playing. It didn't seem like a hard throwing house. It seemed like a medium speed house. So obviously that plays really well for the ladies. But Rylan won the tournament, and he throws harder than just about anybody. So I think every ball works there. It's not just one speed house.
I remember it used to work there. I mean, when we were there in 2018 and 2013, we'd never had an issue with it.
No.
Just
No,
Gene threw his bowling ball down the parking lot. Like, kicked it.
Oh God,
That was
Yeah.
honestly the best shot he had had
2013,
in-
wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Best bowling
4
throw all
games.
year.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%.
You know, I think you can play. I've always said you can play in any house as long as you finish your shot. I've always believed that. It doesn't matter how fast you throw it, as long as you finish your shot, I think you can go.
I
anywhere.
agree, but there's also things you could do to like help yourself too. There's adjustments you can make that'll make it a little bit easier too. But yes, I agree.
Are we going to take an intermission to watch Tim get hit in the face with a broom?
For
And then we
sure.
can jump back into
Slow
the tournament.
motion. Can you slow mo it?
I don't think I can.
Do we have a video of Katie on the cow?
You
Oh,
have the
there's-
video.
I do have a video. Carrie, you
Carrie
need
can probably pull it up.
I'll bring it up.
It makes me laugh every time.
I had to kick the broom. You got to kick the broom.
I wish there was volume.
I just don't.
It never gets old.
It's not like the broom jumped at him. Like,
Oh!
Thank you, Tim.
fantastic.
Tyler, if you go on Facebook, can you load that video?
Carrie's
I
pulling
think
it up.
Carrie can pull it up.
I'm
He's-
looking
I
for
have
it
watched that
here.
video like 20 times,
Yeah,
and
that
I
makes-
Oh,
It was in the comments of another picture, wasn't it?
I think
it's
Kara
right on
posted
my-
it on her page.
Yeah, it's right on my
On her page.
Yeah.
Perfect. I can find
So everyone, just remember next year when you come to the Beef Bowl, if you ask very, very nicely, this could be you. You could be this happy.
I'm going to get waivers made up for liability.
it. Share my screen.
You said you did make her sign a waiver.
Oh, right, I did. Yes.
We just did a verbal commitment. Tyler negotiated the contract.
Yep. Katie and I had a very official agreement prior to this video being taken.
We need volume because that makes.
Yeah.
Lady like in a skirt, like, and Birkenstocks.
I'd like to say that Callie initiated this whole thing.
He did,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh no, but she's going way
Just
too
walk
far.
right by you. We gotta just go slow.
Oh my god, I'm on a fucking cow.
All right.
Just lay on your stomach and roll your leg over.
Okay,
Curtis is already telling her to get
Hi.
off.
Step off.
Katie.
I'm so sorry, Molly. I don't know.
Okay, whenever you're ready to get off.
Okay, I'm so sorry, Molly. I don't know what to do now.
Lay on your stomach and roll. Oh, let's put shit on. There you go. Yeah.
Oh man. Only,
Only at the
people.
Beef Bowl.
Yeah, it was Callie's idea. She
Dexter's
did initiate
muted.
that.
No, I'm back. I feel like the cow handled that really well.
That's Molly.
Like, I wouldn't be that chill if somebody jumped on my back.
If you ask Katie, Molly was bucking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What?
She was riding a bull. She got.
Jesus.
Oh,
Callie's
boy.
been on that cow's back 1,000 times.
So, what's next for the Beef Bowl?
Well, Kurtis was on the tractor for like 10 hours the other day and phoned me 9 times with all of his ideas that he has. So
Love it.
yeah, we got plans in the works, but I don't know if they're secret for now or I will have to share.
Curtis, the wheels are just turning, sitting there.
They're always
Can you
turning.
see the smoke?
Hey, who won the shitting contest?
Oh, the first night was actually a 10-pin bowler that came and bought a square. And the second night, Sean and Jen won. And then they went to the casino later and they tripled their shit money. So They turn their shit into gold.
That's
Wow.
good shit.
I just want to show a quick video. It just got sent to me of the vegan champion. He also visited the cows.
He did, yeah.
Oh, I'm going to lead right into it.
Give me the thumbs up.
It's the, the thumbs up.
He was afraid. He was afraid to go in the pen the first night, but I think by Sunday he got in the pen. Yeah. He likes
Impressive.
cows, and he wasn't sure that Molly was a happy cow until Sunday. And then Molly became a happy cow.
So the beef bowl is PETA approved. That's
It
what
is.
I'm hearing.
I guess. Yeah.
Well, that Rylan and I had talked about this. Like, I raise cattle for food, and he despises the inhumane treatment of animals, and so do I. And it was just nice to, we talked about it. The first time I met Rylan was a year ago in Surrey. I had never met him. Well, I hadn't been bowling at all, and we got to liking each other pretty good. He's an incredibly talented kid, and so it was just nice to be able to share that aspect of our life with him. Like, we raise them for food, but we treat them like family and take good care of them, and that's kind of the message, or what you want to share the best of who you are, and this is just a pretty cool opportunity to do that, and hopefully it'll keep growing and people will continue to come and have some fun, and we'll just keep building and growing. I know we want to have live music for like the team events next year. So bands playing music and
Is it just a band of cowbells?
no, my neighbor's daughter is an incredibly talented singer, and she plays in a rock band, a lead singer, and a country band.
Awesome.
Wicked.
Yeah, we can do rock one night and country the next, and she's got an incredible gift.
Do some two-stepping out on the approach.
Oh no.
We will need less beer if that's happening, not more.
And just keep trying to raise capital to, put as much money back into the competitors' pockets and to feed everybody on the house. And
I mean, we were really fortunate with all of our sponsors, we paid out more than 100%. So
That's
Amazing.
awesome.
108% or whatever it was. But
Yeah.
Wicked.
really good support. And
That's amazing.
Yeah, we can't thank obviously the sponsors enough for obviously supporting you guys, and we got to experience the facility, the cows, the food. Everything was fantastic, and you'll see such a growth in that tournament just from the good times and people sharing that. So
Yeah, I can't wait to go next year.
are you going to be able to do moves like JC on the approach there, Dex? Or
The ooh, that?
no, not that one. Like her legs go
Because
like
I can-
nine
she
directions.
kinda, she
Oh,
kinda does.
I'm pretty agile. I'm pretty agile.
Yeah, there you are.
I'll work on some
Kara's
moves.
leaning for the middle, and then there's JC just doing squats and power jumps and leg kicks, and
It makes me tired.
I'll
watching
work on
it.
something. You're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it, but it's gonna be something.
we're wanting to. I want to get down to Oshawa and meet with Tom to see if he'll make us some convertible pin spotters, and we want to convert 10 pin to a convertible machine so that if we can grow this to what we want, then we'll have 28 lanes instead of just 16.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of next on the major capital expenses for the bowling center. One step at a time.
He hasn't made them in quite some time, but
Yeah, I know.
it's worth reaching out.
Yeah,
He's got a whole new shop and a whole new CNC section, and there's lots of room. Maybe.
Yeah.
He needs a project.
yeah, he's always looking for something to do.
Yeah.
More lights in the mini golf.
It's
Always
just
more
something
lights.
Exactly.
we need to continue to have 10 pin here, but
Totally.
we
Yeah.
that's where that machine is ideal, and he's the only one on the planet that's doing it. So, or was doing it. So hopefully he can accommodate.
And it's so much easier for maintenance for you,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. They're so expensive to maintain. Like you can eat up $2,500 a machine a year.
Yeah.
There's so many moving
crazy.
parts and stuff, and then you need to have somebody able to fix them. Or if I can our machine is so much simpler.
Exactly. Any string machine, downtime is minimal in comparison. So
Yeah.
timing belt goes in your 10-pin machine, you're down for at least a day.
Yeah,
Right?
there's lots of things that can take you down for 8-9 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there
So-
anything else you guys want to shout out as a tournament, as cattle owners?
I think, we're happy with the way the first year went. Being the first year, it gives us an idea of, we've been to lots of cash tournaments, we've played in them, but just being behind the scenes and actually realizing how much work goes into it, and just better. Some things I didn't know what to expect for. So next year now we've been there, done that, know what we need to do to improve and grow, and it was great to see so many. I guess not so many, but even like the families that were here with the kids, and I don't know, bowlers are just great with the little ones. And Callie's a built-in babysitter, so she looked after the littles, and I didn't actually catch any adults in the ball pit, which surprises me. But
Katie,
I'm sure somebody.
There's pictures over Facebook for sure.
Okay. Define adults.
Tag me in them.
Yeah.
Okay, grown people.
over 145 pounds.
Well, then that doesn't include Tyler.
Well, Tyler can
Tyler doesn't fit that category.
It squishes the
All
balls.
the balls are squished.
Oh
It's
man.
fine.
Yeah, feedback's always good, whether it's positive or negative. That's the only way you can influence some change. I think everybody that has reached out to us, it's been pretty overwhelming how happy they were, and we're going to spread the word, and hopefully we can grow it into one of the biggest cash tournaments in the country over the next few years.
It's just great to see like so many, maybe not as high average bowlers from Medicine Hat. We were afraid to bowl in it this year, just coming out and watching. We're like, oh, I'm definitely playing next year. Like they just want to be part of it, and that's only going to increase, the competition level down here, and just get more and more people coming back and wanting to be a part of it. So it's good for the South that was
Really good.
fading.
Totally. Yep. It's huge. Thank you guys for doing that. It's great for the game. It's great for the community. The more we can build up those communities again, the better this game is going to be long term for us. So
Pretty soon,
so good
competitive
having you guys
to
back.
be a full-time job.
It already is.
Yeah, but just to compete in, you can go somewhere all the time, which is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's getting to the point where there's at least one a month, if not, right? Like it's and then you got all the, I wouldn't call them amateur tournaments, but they're all the not for money tournaments. They fill out the rest of the schedule. So
Amateur is the correct term.
yeah, well, if you call gold medalist amateurs, they get
Well, no,
butthurt.
like in a sports world, if you're not playing for money, it is an amateur event.
Exactly. I agree
right.
with you, Ty.
You're crushing it.
The Canadian Open is an amateur event.
Yeah. An elite
So is the
amateur
Masters.
event.
Yeah. On that controversial comment,
When's debate night? I'm ready.
I love it. No, that's by definition, I guess so. Eh?
We're not ending the podcast here, Kara and Curtis, but if you want to stick around, you're more than welcome to. But we're going to go over the NBT. They had a tournament, but you're more than welcome. You can carry on with your night. I know you guys got lots of stuff going on, and you had a busy couple businesses for you. So we just want to thank you one more time to starting up the Beef Bowl, buying Panorama Lanes, and taking that over and becoming some of the best South proprietors I'm sure we'll see for quite a while. Can't wait to see what you guys come up with.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, guys.
Of course.
Thank you.
Bam.
One last time. Oh, man.
I hope
Okay.
your ankle gets better soon, Kev. Anyways,
No.
so yeah, so
Newfoundland.
NBT had their event.
I can't
It
really
was at
see it.
No, it's not very big.
Zoom.
I thought you'd be able to zoom that in.
No, you can't zoom on this.
Why?
Such outdated technology.
You think our tech guy would know, eh?
So, like as they fix our image here, they hosted it at St. Pat's, which I think was their first full event, full like main NBT event hosted at St. Pat's.
Whoa, we're getting
Whoa,
real in
too
there.
zoomed.
All right. Yes. So it was held at St. Pat's, 8-lane center.
8-lane house. Yeah.
So
Cozy.
yeah, I don't know how many shifts they ran, but 50 entries. I feel like they cap their entries, if I remember right. So like I think it's like the first 50 signed up, and that's all that gets in, sort of thing. So I believe they had 50 entries for this. They did.
Looks like I think I saw at least one double name, so I'm assuming 2 shifts.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's Saturday, Sunday. So
It's a 6-game qualifier. 3 shifts. There's 3 shifts on there.
3 shifts. Oh.
3 shifts. Okay.
Yeah. It says shift and then 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
3 shifts.
Funny when the answer's right there in front of you.
Yeah. Yeah, 6 games. It took us a little bit. We were trying to figure out the format a little bit this before podcast here. So from what we've deduced, it's a 25-person cut. First qualifier, so that's Kyle Au. He goes directly into the championship pod on Sunday. The other 24 players move into the 4 competitive pods on Sunday morning. And then I believe the top 2 from each of those move on to the championship pod along with Kyle to make a 9-person championship pod for the finals.
Someone on a bye in your
Yes.
championship rounds. Okay.
There is a bye. So this was pod 1. It looks like Brandon Tibbs and Mr. Shane Schaaf,
Yeah.
big friend of the show.
Yeah. Number 1 fan, actually.
Yeah.
One day we gotta get him on.
Yeah, we should do that one day.
Yeah, one day.
What number was that? Like 5, 6?
It was early, like maybe 4. I don't know. It was early. It was when the NBT first started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Whoops.
50 points bonus.
50-point bonus. So ran the same way that Heritage would run.
Right.
I kind of like the idea of it being, a 6-player bracket, because then you're only doing 5 games for each one of them too.
But look,
So
look
that's
at
not
it
bad.
though. Everybody won either 3 or 2 or 2 and 3. It wasn't like somebody ran away with it either.
Well, exactly. I mean, third place was only 4 points back of second.
Yeah.
Right? And 19 pins back of first.
Yeah, and 4th place was just as close, like another 30 pins back.
Yeah. So really close in there. Pod 2. Brittany Witten.
Good for
Brittany
her.
Foley.
Running away with it.
Yeah.
At least
Andrew
with
Murphy.
wins.
And then a bit of a gap there. Well, I guess one. Well, there's a
50.
tie in there too.
50.
Yeah, one tie in there. So that makes all the difference, eh? One extra win. Bit of a gap after that too. In pod 3, we've got Nathan Parkinson and Evan Squires. And again, 11 points
11.
back of second.
That's crazy.
Ed Beer. Pod 4, Brad Glynn played.
Ran
Holy
away
cow!
with it.
He was 400 pins up on second.
He won every
He's
game.
he's obviously been playing well. He played really well at Club Tour. Threw a perfect game.
Yeah, shot another 400 here, so he's had 3 400s before the season's basically even started. Crazy. Second, Katie Wells. Third, 11 pins behind her was Phil Foley.
Oh, yeah.
So, really close there. And then they move on to the championship round.
Oh, that's real tiny. My old man eyes can't read that. I need help.
Okay. Do I?
Evan Squires ended up.
Beat him 20 by 32 points over Brandon Tibbs.
Let's do
Over.
this.
And he had a last game bye, so he's sitting there waiting
Yeah.
to see what happens. Oh, God.
And Brandon tied his last game. Is that what I'm seeing there?
Hold on. I'm
Looks
gonna try
like
to
it,
make
yeah.
this bigger for you.
Holy shit. Yeah, with Shane Chafe. 214, 214.
I bet the 25 pins wasn't enough to win the championship, but what could you imagine? Oh, God.
Sorry. Let's see if I can blow this up and. Oh,
Come on, Dax. Get your shit together. There we go.
Is that better?
It's
It's a little bit better.
Now I can
Well,
at least read the names.
Still
Yeah.
black.
What's the squiggly part? Is that the buys?
Yes.
The
The
like
buys.
gray. Yeah.
Gray.
So.
I still can't see. I'm not even gonna try it.
Sorry, Karen.
These are.
It'd be interesting having buys in these scenarios. That would be something really unique, something that we've never really seen or done. And well, I mean, I guess not in this format. You see it all the time, I guess, kind of with the regular brackets, where if you lose out on the A side or the B side, then you have a break in between. But a little bit different with this. But at least with it being 1-on-1, it's pretty quick, right?
Yeah,
15
yeah. Your
minutes
buy
in,
is
should be
only.
okay.
Well,
Good to go.
it depends on the player. Sometimes it's 8 minutes. Sometimes it's
Hey man,
45.
there was the one Autumn Open where it didn't matter, even though I was still playing. I still had to wait half an hour to begin every game. Holdsworth. Anyways,
So let's talk about Evan. Like, looks like he won 6 out of his 8 matches.
yeah. He
21.99 for 8 games. That's a pretty solid average scratch.
he
Evan
won
won
by
7.
30. So
7 out of 9.
he won by 32. I mean,
That's
yeah,
350 in the bonus.
exactly. That bonus was the difference for sure, because Brandon Tibbs averaged a little bit high, like just like 50 points, but he would average a little bit higher. But
Oh,
one and a half
75
more wins
points.
is the difference there, right?
Yeah.
So the neat thing about Evan is he's one of the YBC kids there, and he had just done bowling school, the bowling school they had out there, and he like had a 220 average going into the season. He averaged over 270 for the entire weekend
Holy.
and won the event. So
Impressive.
yeah, there it is. Yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
that is awesome. So cool to see one of the young guys do it. Obviously, something at bowling school worked and clicked with him too. So really neat to see. You always love seeing the young guys break through and do something special.
Totally.
So do they have several of these types of events there in the season?
Yeah, yeah. The NBT has a bunch of smaller. Well, I wouldn't call them smaller events. They have their events throughout the season at different centers, different formats. It's a little bit lower entry fee for them, but they are like it's an isolated tour, right? You have a few people coming from PEI to play and stuff like that, but because it's so expensive to get the Newfoundland, that they don't have high entry fees because you're really getting most of your local play anyways.
Yeah, I believe it started out at $80. I'm not sure if it's still $80, but I'm pretty sure the
I'm
initial.
not sure.
entry fee-
Melissa probably will let us know in the chat.
Yeah.
Not quite sure what the entry fee is now.
Credit to them for having, literally being restricted to pretty much one province and being able to run a tour.
Yeah.
Like the commitment to that
So
sport
cool.
in that province is
And
ridiculous.
super successful. And once again, I mean, we talked about it with, Kara and Kurtis here. Oh, 60
There you
now it's
go.
100.
That's
Perfect.
$100.
Inflation.
Sometimes
Yep.
it pays such dividends running these things, and that you've seen way more success in Masters. You've seen way more success in the Open. You've seen way more success in the YBC programs nationally, and like so much of that is accredited to this. putting them in a competitive environment on a regular basis against the best players that they have only makes everybody better. And it's paying dividends in everything outside of NBT as well. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
Obviously we see Shane Chafe, Brad Glynn, Megan, Melissa, they come out to club tour, they come out to some WCBT events, and like they compete in the NBT and they can compete in all those events too. So you know the talent level in both tours or all three tours or Masters, Open, like it's all level playing field. So it's really neat seeing them have their own tour and how well their players come out of it, right?
Absolutely.
I know that was one thing I've talked quite a bit since coming back to bowling, is that the competitive edge is a learned behavior. You have to expose yourself and learn how to manage your emotions and manage your energy and how to just pace yourself through the length of time it takes to get through these things. You can't just show up at the Open and only play in that one event of the year and expect to be able to have a competitive edge against a team full of players that go to 5-6 tournaments a year. Like, there's just no way you're gonna, at the end of the day, you're gonna run out of gas, you're gonna be mentally fatigued, physically fatigued, and you're gonna get beat. So that was one of our primary motivators for doing this, was just to spark an interest in them, and then hopefully they go to the Autumn Open, or like just keep on going to 1 or 2 a year and giving themselves the opportunity to win at Masters or the Open or a cash tournament. But you can't just go one and done and think you're gonna be able to compete.
All you need is one good experience, and things make a big difference. Like, I know those girls made those cuts. One guy I was super happy for was David. David is a gamer, and he can play. The kid can play,
and just
you know
loves
what?
the game.
He does, and you know what? You need that one time you make the cut. I my first cut was Scottsdale, and I barely made it, and I learned so much from that day, right? And hopefully David does too, because confidence is key, and making one, it leads into two, it leads into a lot more, right? So,
like Rob Wolfson, he couldn't get there, and now he's getting there, right?
All the time.
Once you believe in your ability, then the pressure of making the cut is no longer at the front of your mind. You're just bowling, and it's learning how to get deep in the finals. Like, it's all just mental practice and confidence.
And yeah, exactly. And I mean, you're a testament to that, Kurtis. I mean, look at you going for 10 strikes in a row. Look at that focus.
Yeah. Having a brand new bowler.
It's the first time we've had 10 in a row in this house in a long time.
Oh man, I gotta see if I can find that too. Is that in yours, Kara?
It's on Kara's, yeah.
Yeah, everybody needs to see that. Like,
what did you finish with that game, Kurt?
I cherried the 3-pin. 398. Good times.
Yeah, you sound thrilled.
I was shocked. I didn't know if I should yell at the guy or don't stop him.
They're great for the league. There's 4 guys. They drink beer. They have fun. They stayed and bowled more games after because they didn't have enough with 3.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and that's what it's about, right? And that's why you can't be mad at these scenarios, because this is what happens. And if there's one guy that can handle it, it's you. Your mental game is unbelievable.
Yeah, but I opened my eyes and the guy was staring right at me. I was like, "Whoa, this is weird." He grabs his ball, I guess, comes right back.
Just right beside you. The slow back off.
It's the turn and look for me. It's the turn and look. Oh, you want to go?
I had a guy on Thursday nights, 9:00, 10 years ago. I'm not 9-bagger from the gun, and I throw the first one, so I have 10, and then he's been around forever, great guy, and then he looks at me and he's on I'm on 10 and he's on 11, and he gets his ball, goes on the lane, backs off and says, "No, you go throw your perfect game." And I looked at him and was like, "You cocksucker, you fucking don't know." And plow. And I was like,
who was that? To call him out. You call it out.
it was Phil Hodgson.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no,
And
that's
you
fair.
love Phil. Phil's great,
you,
right?
And you know, like, he's not doing it to screw with you.
No,
That's just
no,
Phil's
not at
just
all.
doing it because, like, he's like,
He's
yeah,
genuine.
go ahead, man. Yeah.
These guys
Yeah.
didn't know first night, Monday
Oh,
night. And I announced what lane courtesy was. So I think that's why he stopped and
He
looked
exercised
like,
lane
oh,
courtesy.
right, I'm not supposed to go yet. And then just kind of stood there and stared instead of
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he'll know for next week, Kara, when you throw 9 in a row.
totally, yes, absolutely.
At the end of the day, it really isn't. It didn't matter. You know.
No,
It's all
no,
good.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, your mental game is better than everybody else, and you close your eyes before every shot, right? So,
Yeah.
but
And I opened him up to a bug-eyed drunk guy staring at me. But I kind of just shrugged it off, and yeah,
no, what else you gonna do?
yeah,
Yeah.
shit happens.
Yeah.
So obviously that was the NBT. Congratulations to those guys. Kurtis, your 10 in a row. Beef Bowl is amazing. If you guys aren't following, the WCBT is releasing the tour finals here every second day. There's interviews. There's professionally done video. Check out their Facebook page or their YouTube channel. They come up
Shout out.
every day at noon.
Yeah, big thanks to Fragment Media for making those.
Yes.
Yeah. And screw you,
Did
Ty,
anybody
but
watch the
whatever.
live stream on here,
Yeah.
like from Panorama when on the Beef Bowl? Did it feed well? Like we upgraded our Wi-Fi, and how did it come across?
From a viewer standpoint, it was dramatically better from when we did Youth Challenge there. So
Mhm.
internet is much better.
Good to know.
It was like the equipment we used. It was crystal clear for the scoring. It was wide angle for the bowlers, so you could watch like 6 or 7 lanes play at the same time, but you only could see the scores from the set we were streaming. But I thought it looked fantastic from when we were streaming it, and I haven't heard anything bad besides the Facebook feed went down, I think, for half an hour on Sunday or something like that. But yeah.
Thanks again, Carrie, for doing that for us.
Yeah, no problem. It was easy to set up, and I really didn't have to pay attention to it, so that was nice.
Yeah, and it's kind of isolated. You put it up in the lounge. You don't have to. People aren't going to touch it. It's just kind of
bumping
away
it.
from everything, right? Exactly. So it's good.
Yeah, it worked out really good.
Good to know.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Thanks, guys.
No, thank
Yeah,
you.
guys.
Congratulations on a great event. Can't wait to be there next year.
See you later.
See you later.
All right. Are we just ending it here? Ty, are we
Curtis is
doing it?
calling the podcast.
See you later, Curtis.
We're done.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Did we want to do a wheel spin, Ty, or are we good this week?
Oh, we got more. Oh, this.
What, we got 10 minutes left to our hour and a half?
Yeah,
We can do one.
Is it like a
Yes.
controversial topic? Or
It might
it
be.
could be. It
It's
could be.
the Wheel of Misfortune.
bowling commando?
We'll see. Could be easy, could be a discussion.
That was a
Oh.
bad spin.
Oh, great. The answer is great.
It's clearly great.
Great.
Next topic.
Hey.
No, I love the 225 pod. It's awesome.
There it is. I like that one.
Oh, I love it because we couldn't see what it was.
Do you know what? I will say this right now, Tyler, you're going to be in the same boat with me real soon, just like your brother. And if I had my choice, I'd be just shaving it off right now.
Who's got less hair? You or Dex? You always have hats on.
Oh, definitely me.
That's right, there's no hair.
Kara, I went to get my hair cut for grad, and like I was 17 and I didn't know anything about it. I didn't realize anything was happening, and she was like, "I'm gonna cut your hair like this so you don't look like you're losing your hair so much." And I said, "Fuck you." So I've been losing it forever, and I don't care. I shaved my head for cancer when I was 16 and realized that I have a relatively normal shaped head, and I was like, I'll be fine when I'm eventually bald, and that happened to be next year.
There's a reason why Curtis has as much hair as he does, because when he did shave it for cancer, he's got like a bulldog, wrinkly, disgusting head. It looks it looks like his brain is on the outside of his head. So if he ever
He's
goes
got so
bald,
much brain, the inside of it, or his skull couldn't hold it all.
Busting out.
yeah, he needs to have thick hair for life, or I don't know if I can handle it.
Did you know that if you're bald in the front, it means you're a good thinker, and if you're bald in the back, you're a good lover, and if you're bald in the front and the back, you think you're a good lover.
Words of wisdom of Curtis. So what does that make you then? None of the above?
None of the above.
In training.
I love it. So Tim, are you shaving your head anytime soon or no?
I don't have my choice.
That's fair.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
She tells me I can shave it, but then you deal with the consequences. I
Yeah,
just
no, that's
don't know
exactly.
what
Oh,
they
you
do.
could do it, but yeah, that's fair.
I
That's
just
fair.
don't know. I have a hard time. The fact is, I'm paying $30 at Great Clubs for no fucking haircut. That's the fucking issue I have. I was like, I can just do it myself for free. Oh, anyways,
I love the rage.
Yeah.
$30 for a haircut where she spends 2 minutes cutting it. It's great.
Does she massage your head when she shampoos, or
He doesn't
There's
need
not
it.
even a shampoo.
You
Yeah,
should
there's
go
no
to a
shampoo.
barber. You go to a barber. You can get like a nice shave, get the
Hot
beard
shave.
trimmed up. Yeah, do that.
Yeah, it's on my to-do list. I'll look that up. Yeah, I'm pretty certain I'll get another haircut 6 months from now because it doesn't grow. So I
Are
probably
you spudding ear hairs yet? Like the growing big gnarly ones out of your ears?
yeah. Actually, she did shave my ears when she was shaving my sides.
Weird.
Yeah, Cindy hates how much my hair is. Yeah, I can feel it dangle.
Yeah.
No, no.
Oh.
That's way worse than the tendon things. That's
When you get old, you get ear hair. Yeah.
well, you gotta get a trimmer. Like,
Yeah.
there's ear trimmers, there's nose hair trimmers. Like,
It's
Focus
gone
on
off
Yeah.
the tracks.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Well-
that's what I
Better
was
spin
thinking.
the
yeah.
wheel one more time, Tyler, so we can divert
Oh,
from
God.
where he's growing hair.
Oh boy. Okay, this is an easy one to end on. I think this is mostly for Kara and
Karen
Curtis.
Yeah.
Who do you think wins the tour finals?
I
Not Carrie.
Ouch.
I missed the match, but was it? Yeah, it was you two. Who won that one?
I did.
One of us is 3-0, and the other one is wearing a 5-pin universe hat.
Yeah, that's fair.
Moo, bitch.
Exactly. He was in my way.
Yeah, definitely nice.
Curtis, do you have a guess?
Hmm,
He probably doesn't know who's left.
I haven't been able to see it, so
So with
I
the
can't-
matches that were released, you have Greg DeGrazia, myself, Mitch, Derek Holm, Colton, Rylan, Matt Harms, oh boy, Dwayne, Justin.
It's not Dwayne or Justin. 'cause
I'm
he
going
couldn't
with
remember
Matt.
them.
Matt, okay. Well, you will all have to tune in to find out.
dun 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 dun.
All right,
All
we
right.
will end this podcast.
Is
The
that okay
ladies
with you,
podcast
Curtis?
is next week.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Are you,
Is that okay with
Curtis,
you,
are you
Curtis?
good to go?
I'm good, yep.
Okay.
Thanks for having us.
Late. Yeah, of course. Thank you for coming on. Ladies podcast is next week, so tune in, and we'll see you all out on the lanes.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks
See you
everybody.
guys later.